Niko Mills.
All right, like I mentioned, this is our 5th amateur fight of the night. We have Niko Mills making his way to the ring. He's out of Indigo, California, currently fighting out of Palm Desert. This is a flyweight fight, guys. And I tell you what, Niko comes with a very impressive record, undefeated, 2 wins and 0 losses. Ryder, tell us about Niko.
So I had the honor of commentating Niko's last fight alongside Brian Salmon over here. But one thing we can tell you about this kid can scrap, James. This kid can scrap. He mixes up really well, but on the feet, for having such an early experience, just 2-0, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected. He uses his fight IQ, he makes reads, and he makes things happen.
Now, Brian, you witnessed, his last fight, like Ryder says, coming out with that tenacity. And being in the flyweight division, these guys are high output, very fast, very slick. What should we expect out of Niko Mills?
You can expect a high output. That's a very good call. High output, and just look at his face. Look how calm he is. And that's something that Ryder talks about a lot. Calm, cool, and collected. He's coming out to Tupac. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, come on.
Can you be any more calm? He's going with the flow, Throws a lot of punches and has a very good stand-up game. I'm looking forward to seeing that in this fight as well. He's walking to the cage. He's ready to go.
He didn't just come out to Tupac. He came out to Tupac Hail Mary.
Come on now.
Come on.
Coming in, and I have to say I'm a little jealous. I have a 67-inch reach at lightweight, and as a flyweight, he's 67 and a half.
Crazy.
I always like to say that sucks because I'm so short.
Yeah, there you go. Let's get the next fighter coming on out.
Xander Ramirez.
All right, we have the opposition walking out. Awesome fight. We have El Zombie coming out. Xander Ramirez, also a flyweight. He's out of Houston, Texas, but currently he's fighting out of East Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, Ryder, you have experience with these guys. He's coming into the record with a 1 win and 0 loss. Tell me about Xander.
So Xander, yeah, he comes from Texas, whatever, but he's been working out here with John Woods, Danny Garcia, out of Syndicate, out here in Vegas. I'll tell you one thing, man, nothing but respect to Syndicate. They have a lot of big guys right now in the UFC, a lot of up-and-comers, and Xander might be one of those future prodigies. Come here 1-0, been working with some of the best guys in the world. I want to see what he has to offer tonight.
Now, Brian, I'm looking at our sheet, and when we asked him what his fighting style is, he says, I have Mexican fighting style. What does that mean?
What that means is that this guy won, he will fight. We're not boxing. We're not going technique for technique. I'm fighting. I'm throwing punches. I'm hitting you harder than you're hitting me, and I'm not quitting. I'm not going to quit, and I can absorb a punch. If you're a Mexican fighter, I mean, the stereotype of a Mexican fighter is someone that can stand there and brawl and absorb it. You're going to have to hit him with a kitchen sink to get him out of there. And Ryder talked about this, the fact he's with Syndicate. We all know what John Wood and Syndicate is doing. I mean, you see him almost every week at a UFC fight in a corner with somebody, right? So, I mean, this is going to be...
It's a great fight right here. Great fight.
Somebody's has got to go, right?
Come on.
We got to check out the tail of the tape on this to see what these fighters are looking like, man. I mean,
now this fight is brought to you by Dialed Moods. This is our 5th fight of the night. Xander, 20 years of age, Niko, 21. Xander standing 5'5", Niko 5'7". Xander weighing in at just below the mandatory weight at 124.5 pounds, where Niko's 125. 67-inch reach for 69. Let's send it up to Justin Bernard for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Tuff-N-Uff flyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a mixed martial artist with an amateur record, 2 wins, 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Coachella Valley, California, Niko Mills. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's a mixed martial artist holding an amateur record, 1 win, 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 124.4 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Xander El Zombie Ramirez. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Paul Manguel.
All right, guys, we're on the 5th fight, and I want to reiterate something Brian said. Both of these guys are coming into this match undefeated. We got Niko at 2-0, Xander at 1-0. Like you said, Brian, someone has to go today.
Gotta go. These guys, and look at them. They're both intense. They're both ready to go. I think this is going to be one of the best fights that we're seeing of these amateur fights so far.
Oh, big right hand.
Oh, he can hear that.
Right out the left hook.
Right hand. Those right hands are hard. But Xander doing the right thing, getting on double leg right now. Looking to finish the double leg off the cage on Niko. He was eating a lot of heavy shots from Niko. He did the right thing, getting on double leg. Having a hard time finish right now, though.
Ryder, these microphones are working very well. The microphones are working very well because you can hear all those right hands.
That right hand was heavy.
And I tell you what, something we want to talk about as they're walking out. We talk about that Mexican fighting style, Brian. You got to hit this guy with the kitchen sink to put him down because he looked unfazed by all those hard.
Right. Xander got the takedown. He took down Niko Mills in full guard right now. Let's see what can happen here.
I think that there may be a cut on Xander because it looked like there was some blood on the torso
Dude, those
of
heavy
Niko.
right hands, I believe that. Those are heavy right hands by Niko in the beginning.
Man, those are incredible shots. It hurt him, it cut him, but he still gets the takedown. Yeah, you can see blood.
Yep, there's blood
on Niko's chest right now. Let's see what Xander can do to get through this position.
Xander's doing something good, and you guys both know this. You get somebody up against the cage using that head pressure to kind of keep him down right there, so he's doing that.
100%. Xander doing a good job with the head pressure right now. Again, let's try to look for a wrist. Let's land some shots. Maybe let's get out of guard, but right now Xander posturing up. Let's see what happens.
I'd like to see Niko put his feet on the hips here, kick off, and try to create some space. He has the open guard here. He might as well put the feet on there and give himself an opportunity to try to get up. You see him putting his back against the cage here. As you know, he's going to use that to climb up. But the pressure of Xander right now, I think it's just, I don't think there's just enough time to get up in the next 15 seconds.
You can tell Xander's strong, too. He's holding him down.
Got that backside wrist right.
Backside wrist right, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, very good job of holding that right arm of Niko.
For any future fighters out there, get the takedown, look for the wrist ride. Exactly what Xander said, you get a couple free shots. And Xander split.
You talk about Mexican fighting style. Does Xander not display Mexican fighting style? He came back with a smile on his face after that first.
And he ate those shots like it was nothing.
Ate them.
All right, now, Brian, we saw action on both sides there.
Yeah.
We saw some big punches landed. We saw a takedown. How do you score that first round?
I think you got to go with Niko. He landed the hard punches. Even though he ended the round on his back, he did damage. The punches weren't just hard, but they were effective as well. Although, if you're Xander, you're going to feel good at the end of the round and how you're coming into the second round.
Absolutely.
Xander immediately applying pressure right away, trying to get Niko's. Oh, right hand!
Right hand! He's hurt! Niko on top, ground and pound right now. He dropped Xander with that right hand.
Struggles for the double leg, gets the double leg. Let's see if he can.
Right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, down to the ground.
But Brian, we talked about that Mexican fighting style. My man ate those shots. He was hurt, but gets right back to the takedown.
The second round started exactly the same way that the first round started, with a bunch of hard shots by Niko. Niko's facial expression hasn't changed. He's not breathing hard. He was waiting to throw that right hand, and he landed it just the same as he did in that first round.
Now you got Xander on top again. I'd like to see him sit down here in half guard and get that backside wrist ride with his left hand and really start doing damage to Niko, because I don't think he wants anything to do with on the feet with Niko Mills. What do you think, Brian?
I'm going to go opposite on that, Judge. I agree with you on Xander, but if you're Niko, you've cracked him with hard right hands. Now you have a minute to work. If you want to win these rounds, because with the judges' scorecards, who knows how they're scoring this?
Absolutely.
So don't let this in the judges' channel. Work to get up. Don't settle with those hard shots on the feet, and don't give up a minute and a half of ground control. Work to get up.
Yeah, but how about what Xander's doing? Look, for a second,
doing a great job
trying to go for that head and arm, though. He was trying to get his head.
Even his pressure right here, man. Heavy, big shots. Tough fight score.
You know what? That shows the fighting IQ of a fighter when he realized, like, hey, I don't have it on the feet. I need to take this guy down to the ground. I need to keep him down on the ground. And if I can land some shots, maybe I can steal a round. Because he's
and he's doing some damage.
Man. It's not like he's getting takedown, just chilling.
He's sitting in half guard right here. That's preventing from Niko to get up. That's very advanced. Look at him, just doing the right hand, holding that right hand tight to the hip to keep everything nice and tight in here.
Beautiful work by Xander. Beautiful work by Xander. But again, I wouldn't want to be a judge. There's been some hard shots from Niko, and then you get a takedown by Xander. Past two rounds have been the same. Very close fight to score. What do you think, Justin?
And I hate to be a judge. I'm glad we're sitting on this side of the table. Let's send it over to our commercial here. Before I'm going to think about this for the next 30 seconds. So after thinking about it for the last 30 seconds, I'm going to give Xander, like a 55% edge here because he is the aggressor. He is running across the cage. He is pushing the pace, and he's controlling the fight for, a minute and a half of the 2 minutes. Although Niko did land big shots and drop them on, I wouldn't be surprised if Niko is winning. This is just a really tough one to score.
Winning the fight or winning that round?
Winning the round. I think Xander may have won that round. That first round, man, yeah, it's just so tough to say because it just really depends. Oh, the doctor's in there. Oh, I hate that.
Here's the thing. First round, Niko landed more heavy crosses.
Yes.
And then Xander got a takedown last 40 seconds. That second round, I would personally give Xander because he took one hard shot, but then got the takedown and landed hard shots. So it could be 1-1 going this round.
I tell you what, I could see it 1-1. That first round, I can see Niko winning and Xander again. I give him 55% only because of control time and aggression. He's running across the cage. He's getting right in Niko's face saying, I'm here to fight you from my Mexican fighting style. And I chose my words very selectively. But that's his words, not mine.
No,
Mexican fighting style.
I got you.
That's his words,
that's why I hesitate. I want to make sure I get this right.
It looks like the doctor is almost explaining to the he's not being able to see things right. I'll say this much. I mean, we're taking.
It's over. It's over.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
How disappointing for Xander Ramirez, especially after an incredible second round. And I tell you what, I do not agree with that call. Maybe the doctor sees something I don't. But as a fighter, I always want to be left to fight.
You got to think about this as well. I mean, you're amateur fighting. You don't want to sustain something that could last throughout your professional career. So they err on the side of caution. But as a fighter, you always want to fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes doctors have to save a fighter from themselves. Clearly, Mexican fighting style, like we've been talking about, he doesn't want to not fight.
All right, guys, let's take a look at this replay coming up. Boom! There's
right
that
hand.
beautiful right hand. Boom!
Right hand again.
But he left the left
Xander's
hook
head.
as well.
Beautiful takedown here from Xander. Finishing both rounds on top, doing some good damage, but when you got a cut and you're bleeding all over your opposition, a lot of times the judges will score against you just for that.
And it's amateur fights, you don't want to take too many damage.
All right, guys, let's send it up to Justin Bernard for the official decision.
Can you say real quick?
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round number 2, referee Paul Manguel calls a stop to the fight for the winner by TKO by Dr. Stoppage, Niko Mills.
Niko Mills now proving to 3 wins and 0 losses. You can see the frustration in there on Xander, but the doctors are here to take care of the fighters, especially as you mentioned, young amateur fighters. We don't want to see him take an injury leading into his next fight that could be permanent damage and hurting his career.
Absolutely. So I mean, you got to err on the side of caution. They do that in the professionals, but they also do it much more in the amateur fights.
Man, this is amateurs. You want to just, get all the experience you can.